Welcome to my channel, Making Up the Magic. Yes, it's a channel. It's a real channel. It has some weird content like this because I'm kind of a witch and I kind of speak to some people from the other side and I just want to be, I want to share my connections. Welcome to my channel. Today we have an impromptu guest, and I have Betty Davis, who I've channeled previously. She's here, and this was a suggestion from Lucille. Lucille, the things you make me do. Well, so yeah, so she's here. The lady's here. I kind of have been in contact with Elizabeth Mary, and I've never really wanted kind of to share it because I didn't know how to approach channeling her. Now, I'm very uncomfortable. Okay, so for some reason I'm really good at doing Scottish accents or sort of Northern English accents, and I'm not going to say more than that. Me and Lizzie, we have a connection, through that time. Now I'm not going to say who I was or where I was in England at the time, but I believe us girls met before. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to be channeling her. She's going to say things, but she wants to also if you have any questions, that aren't too personal, she's saying, not too personal questions for me, then she's open for them. Now she's already here. I'm already here. Wait, my composure. No, seriously, composure. Now, if there's one thing you learn when you become a queen, is composure. You must look as if nothing ever bothered you or is ever going to bother you. So there you go. That's my first tip if you ever want to play queen. You must be as cool as a cucumber, as you young people say, or older people, or younger, whatever. Now, I'm sure you have lots of questions, and we have already channeled on this channel. That sounded very redundant. We have already channeled Mary Stuart, Queen of Scots, a very good friend of mine. I know many people hold very controversial opinions on the matter, but let me assure you, Mary and I, we were the best of friends. Really, truly. Well, perhaps not the best of friends, but we managed to have very good friendship, no matter what some might say. Well, that matter settled. If you have any questions regarding anything, you're welcome to ask them. Secondly, well, maybe I should not address it, but I will address it, since I'm here barefaced. Well, not really. Put on some makeup. We put on some makeup as my suggestion, and I do appreciate that I'm looking quite like Kate Blanchett playing me. Ah, that lass. I almost said girl there, but that lassie. What a fantastic actress, and she did such a good job portraying my voice, yes. However, I must say, if you've ever wanted to know who did me best, I'm quite cheeky. Well, I have to say it has to be Betty Davis, and she's here, and I'd like to give her a wonderful Oscar. Well, whatever. A statuette made of gold. Well, perhaps not real gold, for you people cannot afford such things at this very moment. But truly, Betty Davis, if you ever wanted to know what I truly sounded perhaps like when I was angry or in love, well, Betty, she did the best. But, I must say but Kate Blanchett, really, she got the voice down and she got my attitude, for she was a redhead and, well, only redheads can replicate other redheads, unfortunately. But Betty came quite close, I must say, very close. Now, is there anything else we wanted to address? Oh, should I be as bold as to really say what I really think about Elizabeth I? No, the second, sorry. As I said, I'm quite cheeky. Elizabeth II, oh, what a woman. Deserved every inch of the name Elizabeth. Truly, wonderfully, amazingly. Although she was not as fiery, temperamental as I was, she was an Elizabeth in the sense that she was a compass, a moral compass. Well, I tried to be as much of a moral compass as I could for my people, but Elizabeth, she did it much better than I. Of course, she did it in times that are more genteel and more civilized than any of my court members ever were. There is such a thing as being civilized in the 1500s. I dare not think what a court I would have had. It would have been fabulous. Would have been a dream. But unfortunately, I ruled barbarians. Yes, they were pretty much barbarians. And so I had to be a barbarian myself. Well, let us move on to something else. Did I wear all those dresses in the portraits? Some yes and some no. Unfortunately, we were strapped for cash, as you'd say today. We were pinching the pennies. We were, well, more Scottish than the Scottish when it came to pinching purses. So, unfortunately, we cheated. But so do you people, cheat all the time with your images. Oh, how things have not changed. Not changed at all, in some respects. And in other respects, well, everyone is much more civilized, which I appreciate very much. Very, very much. Now, some people might ask if I was actually a man. I know there's many rumors on this thing you call the interwebs. Unfortunately, no, I was quite a lady. Yes. Did I ever have children? Of course I did. I was not really a virgin. But let us just say, I perhaps was one of the hammiest people in old Britain. And perhaps I was one of the greatest actors of Britain. Perhaps Shakespeare took some inspiration from me. Perhaps, perchance, quizás. And yes, well, I did speak many languages, for I had to contend with many serpents. Many serpents. The Spanish, the French, the Welsh, the Scottish, the Irish. Oh yes, I had to contend with them all. And perhaps some of Portuguese and, well, you know. So yes, I had to hear and know what was happening. And we had many spies, yes. Very much spying, for England was a prized possession, a pearl, to be stolen And I had to protect the pearl. And I had to protect for whatever cost, and that meant my own insanity. Yes, not just the makeup making me insane, but the very position that I was in was making me insane, and therefore, well, shit happens, as you like to say, and I enjoy saying, and Lucille enjoys it very much. Don't worry, Lucille's going to be back. She's going to be back very shortly, but as she said, why don't I do Elizabeth? For I'm not a queen anymore, by the way. Wait, I will put on a crown, temporarily, for your enjoyment. There you go. I hope you like my new crown. I helped her purchase it. I said, this hat is for you, darling. Put it on your head. Of course, we never said darling back in those days. We said lassie. We said dove. Yes, dove. My lovely dove. Put on the hat. Well, here I am with my crown, for I'm not a queen anymore. And I quite enjoy not being a queen anymore. I would never recommend to anyone to be a queen, for it is absolutely horrendous. And one never gets to be oneself. One always has to be something else for someone else. Whatever image they think a queen must have, you must mirror it back to them. It's worse than being an actress, truly. And yes, I did really say that being a queen is being a glittery husk, empty shell. Yes. Sounds true when I say that. It's even more important that you sound true, that you be true to yourself. For I could never be true to myself. I could only be true to Britain and try to keep her together, try to keep my peoples together. It was maddening. And yes, I was very much a mother, maybe not to the children that I bore, which I am sad to say I was a terrible mother to them in that life, and I paid for it dearly in the following lives. Let us be assured that one always pays for one's karma. Who they are, I will keep their names secret, for right now is not the time to reveal any of such things. So within the questions that you shall ask, I shall exercise my right to discretion. Let us be announced to you all. Have yourself a merry Easter. Let us pray for this world, for the peoples in it, for you are really, really fighting evil in different ways compared to the epoch that I was living in. But we are all here as soldiers fighting for the glory of whomever you think is running the show. But I'll tell you from this side, there's no one running the show. Really, truly. With this, I bid thee farewell and enjoy the spring and the fall for you Australian people down there. Down there. I love that. Cheers.